Hello everyone, I'm Luthra, your robotics mentor, and you're watching Coding Blocks Junior. Cool, done. So, those who guys follow me had an idea that I have disassembled the Alexa, but now it's fixed again. So, let's check it out. Alexa, drum roll, please. Cool, done. So, before starting today's lecture, I would like to ask everyone to please download a software, and this is the software I would like everyone to download for now. Just
Sorry, I don't know that.
fine. Yeah, so just click Google, write processing, because it will take time. Okay, so download the software. It's kind of a cool software, I would say, extremely cool. Okay, so go to download processing and click on Windows, whichever you got, 64-bit. Start downloading because it's about 128 MB software and it will take some time to download it. So please start downloading now, and then we'll continue. Like while it's getting downloaded, I will talk about some theory, and that's it about. Diksha, it's not basically coins. I would say it's more of +1, +2 is basically I use to actually give points. I would say like basically points or a good gesture what you have shown in the community, in the Discord channels, stuff like that. So that's just all about. It's not basically points. The maximum if you get maximum number of pluses 1 to 2, and we'll see something about that. We'll give you a gift or something of that sort. That's its about. It's not heavy, I would say. It's got it has some what do you call it? It's not heavy, I would say. Let's download it. Okay, so downloading it, it's getting downloaded. So just download which one you got, 64-bit most probably. So it's about 127 MB software. It will take some time to download it. Okay, just click on download and let's work towards that. Okay, so this is processing software. Let me show you some cool stuff with it, and then I guess we will move forward. So let's see something cool. What I can show here is cool. Not this one, maybe. Okay. So this is something which can make using processing and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that anyhow. So just download the software altogether and then we'll move forward. I think we should wait for some people to join. It's about 22 people have already joined. So let's wait some more to join and then we'll start with it. It is used to actually, it's a software. It's basically, okay, how should I tell you? Okay, think like this. It is a software which is used to build another software. Okay, so let's have a quick, what do you call it? Let me show you something today. Watch some basically trailer, something I saw. Okay, so we will be building something like this today. Okay, so you can move your mouse and it will follow you all together. So we'll try to build something like this. That's the idea behind today's lecture. Okay, so today we have introduction on exactly how to actually use our processing software, and later on we'll talk about how to use the software to make air piano, how to use the software using different technologies. For example, air piano is one thing. What else you can do? You can make your own radar kind of a thing, or you can do anything you want to. Basically, you can use it to interact with what do you call it? You can use it to interact with your, what do you call it? Yeah, Arduino and PC. That's the whole idea of the software. Okay, so before starting software, let me give you some brief introduction about things. Okay, I think some people have just joined in. So, okay, here it is. So it is called processing.org. Okay, so just go to processing.org/download. Okay, to the source maybe. Okay, which you click on download processing, and that's how you have to do it. Some people have just joined now, so cool enough. Okay, guys, so let's start with today's lecture. Okay, so let's go to some basics. Those who are already in 8, that's fine. Those who are not, those who are still in younger classes, I would like to tell you something about coordinate system. That's important for you to actually understand. So we will be using this software to actually develop GUI. Okay, so we'll talk about GUI, which is graphic user interface. Okay. So basically, we will be using the software to make a graphic user interface. Those who are already familiar with this term might have worked on Python or something of that sort. So our processing software. Okay, so let's like processing over here. Okay, this software altogether works on Java. Okay, so we will not be learning Java. Basically, I would say it's more or less, I would say, it's basically built on Java, and we will be using the software to make more applications that are built on Java. So it's Java. I would say. This is Java, such Java, not that Java. Anyhow, so let's look at anyhow over here. So basically, this is my software. Okay, we call it processing. All right, so we call it processing. Okay, this is built using Java, and all the application which will be built using processing is again a Java thing. So that's how it is. Kind of a dicey thing. So we will not be learning Java specifically, but we will be learning processing. Processing got some inbuilt functions and inbuilt features which we'll be using to build whatever we require. So that's basically the whole processing is about. So processing is a software which is built on Java and it's used to make some most applications, stuff like that. There's something I would like to tell you about, guys, is basically your GUI. So in earlier classes, you might guys are aware of can increase volume. I'm not sure I can do that. Let me see if there's a problem with the volume altogether. Is volume better now? I guess this is much better than previous one, I guess, right? Okay, so again, this is much better. I'm hoping this is much better. Anyhow, so we got 0, 0. Okay, so that's basically coordinate systems, and if we talk about making something over here, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So let's say something is over here, right? So we have a coordinate system of 3, 2. This is what a basic trend is. That's how what basically things work. But in this case, in GUI, in monitor, I would say. So let's draw a monitor over here. So this is my monitor. Okay, this is my screen. Okay, this is my monitor, this is my screen. In this point over here is 0, 0. Okay, so when I go down over here, for example, this point, this will be 0, maybe 3 or 4 or something like that. So it's not 3 exactly, it's just a vague number I'm giving you. So in case of my GUI, which I'm working on my screen, so for example, I'm working on this one. So over here, like that's how it goes. So if I draw it over here, it's like 0, 0. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so on. So that's the basic idea how things work in these cases. Okay. All right. Cool. So I guess everyone had downloaded the software. I am taking that to defense. So if you can just comment down below that if you have downloaded the software, so I can move forward. I guess everyone has downloaded it, right? I'm hoping so. Everyone has. Right? Everyone downloaded the software? Okay, let's say you have. Okay. Cool. Downloaded it. Installed. Okay, so those who have not, please install it now. It's a simple software. Okay, got 2 EXE. It should not happen like that. Let me see if it got 2 EXEs. Okay. So this is my software. I downloaded it. Open this one. Okay, we got this over here. Open this one. Processing.exe. Okay, so open this one, processing.exe. This is the one we have to open. Let's open it. Let's run it. It's loading. Where's it? Where's it? Oh, it's already open. My bad. I've already opened it. Anyhow, so this is the screen you guys will be looking at. Okay, so you have to open this one over here. Okay, so you have to open this processing thing. Chetan is asking which software is it. Okay, Chetan, you're late to the class. Don't come late again. Okay. Just kidding. It's fine. So yeah, you have to just click on Google, write processing, click on processing over here, and download processing. And you can download whichever thing you're using. You're using Mac, Linux, or Windows. Either ways, you can download it. Okay. Okay, I will change the font when I start programming on it. Don't worry about that. Okay. So this is my processing software. Let's change the font a bit. All right. So maybe I can just increase it up to what? I don't know. 48 is 48 is good. I'm not sure about this. How to change preferences is the one thing. Yeah, we got the font. Let's go to 24. I guess this is the size, right size of the font. Someone is commenting that font size is slow. So anyhow, so I guess this is the right size for the font. All right. So this is our processing software. So we will be working on it today. So this is software is basically used to draw sketches and everything. So let's draw some sketch all together and see how it works. Okay. So let's start with point. Okay. So let's draw the point all together. So this software is based on Java. So everything you write comes exactly down below the function or the problems it's looking towards and stuff like that. So it's showing point, expected a parameter. So yeah, we are writing the parameter all together. So I've already told you about x and y. So let's make a point of, let's say, 20, 30. And we call it play. All right, this is what I got. It's over here. Okay. All right. So this is what I got. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there is a point, extremely small point. So let's change the point. Let's change the point. Let's draw a line altogether. So let's say line. So we got first x and y. So that's how it is. Let's say 20, 30. Let's drag it up to what do you call it? Maybe 20 again, what 50. All right. So let's see how it goes. Here it is. All right, let's play it again. All right, so here it is with me. Yeah, got it. So as you can see, we got a line. So how exactly it's working, let me explain you that before moving forward. Where's my epic pen? Where's my pen? Where's my pen? Where's my pen? Here it is, my pen. All right, cool. So what exactly is happening in this case is we got 20, 30, right? So what exactly is happening is that's how it is. Maybe let's draw it like this all together. Okay. So this point is basically over 20, 30, right? And this point is basically over 20, 50. Okay, so that's how it is. So it's drawing line between this and this. So this is basically our start point. All right, so let's decrease the size of it first of all. All right, okay, this is our start point and this is our end point. Okay, so that's how you do it. You draw the size from start to end, and that's how you draw the line. All right, so let me delete this one. So, okay, cool enough. Ujjwal, that's absolutely fine. You don't have to worry about that. Just look at it and keep on downloading it. It's just basically I'm trying to make you understand it. So that's fine. Don't worry about that. If it's asking to download the Java, please download the Java. It might be asking to download the Java. That's fine because it's based on Java, so it's fine. Download the Java itself together. And I just learned one language, C++. Everything I learned after the school, so that's all. Okay. Okay, so that's how you draw it. Okay, so let's move forward and let's look at our basic idea how we started using the Arduino altogether. So this has got setup as well. All right, we got setup over here. All right, so we got setup. Let's say it's void setup. All right, so we say it's void draw. We got these two things over here. Kind of a cool thing, right? So it's exactly as what do you call it? C++ or Arduino language or whichever which guys you are comfortable with. So in void setup, we write something which has to be run once, and this is extreme like exactly same as loop. So if I would like to draw a conclusion between Arduino and it, so this is our setup, okay, which is run once, okay. So this is our loop kind of a thing, okay. So it runs continuously. If you guys remember, it's setup, loop, and loop runs continuously. So it's exactly same the way it is. All right. So moving forward, someone has gotten some doubts. No, it will not slow your PC. So don't worry about that. Exactly, Shita. If you give same start and end point, it will draw a line. Like tick. That's all. Okay, guys. So moving forward to it, let's set a size of the thing altogether. So we had a really small size of the screen. So let's size set to 400, 400. Okay, so let's play it all together and see. Cool. So I got a bigger size. Now I can play much better altogether. Okay, so that's important. All right. Let's set the background altogether too. So let's say background. Let's say about what 255. All right, which is supposed to be white in this case. Let's see. Yeah, we got a white background. So let me explain about the colors, how exactly they work in this case. All right, mate is cool. Yeah. So let's look at the different colors, how they work in this case altogether. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. All right. So we got something over here as one single thing. Okay. So when we draw a color or say we try to do it. So let's say background. So we can either give only one single what do you call it parameter to it, or maybe one single thing, which is if it's 0 it would be black, and if it's 255 it would be white. So we can give anything in between. We can also write this thing is exactly same as background, this comma this comma this would be R, G, and B. So that's how it can be developed with RGB. Okay, so that's the background thing, which again, that's the whole idea. So let's try that as well. Moving forward, before moving forward. So let's say we got background of 255, 168, what 78. So the number has to be between 0 to 255. That's the whole thing. So let's try it out. Let's play it. Okay, so we got something as this. That's a good color. So it's a random color. I just thought about it and just played with it. It's not really the whole thing, but yeah, you can just try anything you want to. Let's say we just tried 128 over here, and let's see how it goes. It will, I guess, it will be slightly different. It will be green. Yeah, that's how it is. It's green. Cool enough. So let's call it 255, and let's go with over here 200, and it's R, G, and B. We got R. We got G. Let's make blue as 255 again. Cool. Let's see what goes. All right. So it's kind of a weird color. Anyhow, so let's call this 150, and you can play with it all together. Okay. So let's make this final and let's move forward. I think this color is good enough for us. It's fine, Aryan. While the file has been extracting, that's absolutely fine. Don't have to worry about that. Let it extract and just move forward with this. Okay, just look how things are working. So in this case, when we draw something, we want to draw something. So there are basically two things which have to be taken into account. Let's see, that's that as well. So one is our stroke and one is our fill. So for example, I draw a rectangle, right? If for example I draw a rectangle altogether, this thing over here. Okay, if I just increase this one a bit, yeah, good enough. Okay, so this is our stroke. Okay, so everything inside this, so let's say this one, this is our fill. Okay, I guess it's not visible. Yeah, so here it is, fill. Okay, so there are two things I have to take into account: stroke and fill. So let's move forward that as now. Okay, so let's say I set stroke, right? Let's make a random color out of it. Let's make a black color out of it. So let's call it 0, stroke 0. And let's draw a line over there. So let's say line. So again, I've told you how to draw a line. It's simple. Let's go with 20, 40, let's go with, let's make x-axis to 50, 80. Okay, so this will draw a line of black color. Yeah, it takes time to load it sometimes. Yeah, I know. I guess it's not run. Yeah, cool. So here it is, my line of what 20, 50, 80, and so on. So this is what we get from stroke. Okay, so what if you want to draw something else? For example, you want to draw a circle, you want to draw a rectangle altogether. So we can also write fill. So let's call it fill, and let's fill it with. Let's make a good color out of it. Let's go with 255, 100. Let's go with 90. Okay, so we got the fill altogether. So this is the fill. Let's write the rectangle. So to make a rectangle, the system is not that simple. Rectangle got about 4 coordinates, and giving the details about all the 4 coordinates would be weird. So let's understand how rectangle things goes. So for example, I got a rectangle over here. Okay, so sorry for my drawing, that's weird. Okay, so what all details do you require to actually draw the rectangle? Yes, you can change the stroke of a particular line. I'll just explain it in a bit. Don't worry about that. Just give me a minute and I'll explain it to you. Okay, so for example, this is the rectangle I want to draw. So I need point x comma y. Okay, this is the point I need. I need this point, and this point. But I can do it the whole thing in a different way. I can ask for x and y. Along with that, I can ask for this thing. Okay, so basically a length and width. Aryan is asking to explain the stroke thing again. Aryan, just give me a moment. I'm going to explain stroke and fill absolutely perfectly again. Just give me about a minute or so. That's all. Just give me a minute and I'll explain both of things to you. Yes, Legend Gamer, it's the first step to air piano. Okay, just give me a minute. So that's how you can do it. That's the one way to do it, to actually just find the xy of the coordinates, and you have the width and the height of your thing you want to build. So that's how you make a rectangle. So let's make a rectangle together again. Okay, so let's say over here, fill, we got fill already. So let's say rect. Rect is a function for rectangle. Okay, so let's say we got about 60, 80. So 60, 80 is basically my x and y. Okay, let's make it 60, 80. And then later on, let's start with our height and width. So let's go with width and height basically. First is width, second is height. So 100, 200. Okay, that's how it is. Let's play it out. So you got something like this. So this is what we get using 255, 100, 90. And it's 60, 80, 100, 200. So what exactly is happening in this case is, this is stroke over here is being taken this and this. As you can see, this black line over here. So this has been taken from stroke. Fill is giving color inside this, and the background is giving color to this. So let's call it B. Let's call this one over here S and F. Cool. So this is my F, this is my S, and this is my B, right? So that's the whole idea behind that. So can we make stroke something else? Yes, we can. So let's try that as well. All right. So okay. So let's say stroke. Let's give a random color to stroke as well. Let's say it's 255, 100, 60. So let's run it all together again. All right. Let's make it 255 again over here. Or maybe RGB. Let's make it green. Okay, so let's make it 0. R is 0. G is 55 and blue is green. All right, so let's run it. So this is what we get. All right, so that's how we get the stroke. Stroke got the color. So in the case of processing, how things work is whatever color or stroke has been defined just above the function we are trying to build is actually that's how it get presented. So let me give you a idea about that. Just so for example, I want to change the stroke of the rectangle, whereas I want to keep the stroke of the line exactly same. So one way to do it, just copy the line from here, okay, paste it over here. All right. So now we can just simply write stroke. What we can do? Let's just think about something. Let's say 0. Okay. So let's say we want to make the stroke of the line 0. Let's black. So when I run the program, you can see that even the line as well as the rectangle both turned out to be black. The reason behind is like the reason behind that I would say is simple. Let's see it why had happened. So I set the stroke to this color, which is green, and later on I go to our rectangle altogether and draw the rectangle. At that time the color was green. Okay, this was green and that's how it's supposed to be. Then we change it to our stroke. Okay, we change to black and then we draw the line. Again it's going back to it and again it's draw the black color, black part. So in that case it's repeating again and again. So let's fix this problem. So let's copy this thing from here and paste it over here. Let's play it again. Okay, oh no, sorry, my bad. I copied the wrong thing. I should have copied the stroke. Yeah, let's copy the stroke and paste it over here. All right, let's play it again. Cool. So now we got the green we want as well as the black we want. So that's how you actually play with our simple stroke and things like that. So play with stroke, play with fill, and just explore how things work. Okay, so let's see what all different types of things we have. So we have already discussed point, right? So I'm just writing all the possible functions we can use to draw what we want to. So we can have point. So let's say point 12 comma, we can have about 30 comma 50. Yes, we got the point. We got the point. We got our rectangle. We got our. Okay, let's keep like this. Okay, we got point. Okay. Orange saying I'm going fast. Okay, Aaron, I'm just trying to explain all the different. Harshal, I will let you know how to actually increase the thickness. Give me a moment, and I will exactly let you know how to increase the thickness. That's fine. Give me a moment. Okay, so this is our stroke line. We got point. Okay, so let's make a list what we all have. So we have point. We have rectangle. So rectangle is nothing but it's exactly same as square. So you can just copy the rectangle, paste it again, and instead of taking it 100 and 200, just make it 100, 100. Okay, let's make it go to 100 comma 100. Okay, so it's exactly same as what we call it. Let's make it 120. Rectangle is exactly same as square. So what is a square? Square is nothing but basically a rectangle which has same height and same width. Okay, so that's exactly same thing. So let's play it again. See, so we got the square as well. So that's fine. So we can use square. Okay, there's line. Line is important. Okay, so we have already talked about line. So next is we would like to talk about eclipse. Okay. RP. I see. Yeah. So we got eclipse. Ellipse is basically nothing but a circle which is little bit distorted, I would say. So for example, you want to draw oval shape, so something like this or this, or I don't know, this. So anything you want to draw. So you can use it using Eclipse. So Eclipse is exactly again our same as, what do you call it, circle, right? So let's draw Eclipse now. So again, it's exactly same. So let's say Ellipse, L-I-P-S-E. All right. So we got Eclipse with me. So let's tell about all the points we should give the Eclipse. So let's say I want to draw Eclipse at 200, 200, and the height of Eclipse should be, let's say, 40, 30. All right. So we will draw one circle as well along with this. Let's make it 40, 40. Let's draw it at 300, 300. Just turn it all together. So we got our Eclipse. This is our Eclipse, which we're talking about that, and this is our what do you call it? Circle. Some are saying looking odd, some are saying looking good. That's so complicated. Decide one thing: good or odd. Thank you, Arpit. Anyhow, that's fine. Never mind. Okay, so these are basically different techniques you can use to draw whatever you want to. Okay, so now let's say you want to make something little bit transparent. So how to do that? Let's talk about that. So for example, I want to make my ellipse transparent. Okay, so let's say fill again. Let's go back to fill. Let's give a random number 50, 14. To change the radius, you have to change this and this. So let me explain this one as well. For moving forward, people might have some doubts on this one. So we got 30, we got 40. Okay, so this is my X and this is my Y. Let's say it's W and this is my H. That's fine. Okay, so let's say we draw a circle at 300, 300, and let's say we got 40 and 30, right? So in that case, this is what we have. Okay, in this case 40 and 40. So that's how you get it. So if you want to change the radius, change both of the these things. So make it about 50, 50 or 30, 30 or whatever you want to make it. So that's how you do with our what do you call it? Radius. So that's how you change the radius if you want to change the radius, first of all. Second thing is I would like to tell you about is width, height. So this is my width and this is my height. So this is my width and this is my height. So in a circle, I would talk about that. So basically this thing over here is my width and this is my height. So if you want to make something like this, so for example, you want to make something like this, what you do, you decrease the width, okay, and you increase the height. So let's look at that as well. Okay. If I want to make something like this, so let's increase our, what do you call it, like decrease our width first of all. Let's make it 30 and increase our height to, let's go with 100. Okay, let's see how it goes. All right, so that's that's what you want to make. So okay, yes, there is an option to actually work using Python, but the library has the core dependency on Java, so it's better to use Java. It's absolutely simple. Okay, so don't worry about that at all. So we got it over here at module things, and we got Python module. Yes, you can do this thing, but you don't have to. Okay, so just work with Java thing. That's fine. Okay, so these are basically some simple things which we already talked about. So now let's move forward and try something cool. Okay, so let's talk about what you should talk about. Let's draw something. Okay, so everyone got this idea, all the things. So I'm just removing it all together. Okay, so let's move it and let's move forward and draw something out. So let's say I want to draw.
According to WikiHow, if you want to.
That's got crazy sometimes. So if you want to draw.
Here's something I found on the web.
Anyhow, let's say if Okay, so if you want to draw something, where exactly is your mouse is. Okay, so if you want to draw something, for example, my mouse is over here, a circle has to be drawn, and if I move it, the circle will be drawn on that way. Yeah, I was telling about transparency. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, transparency. So let's talk about transparency over here. I'm so sorry. Let's talk about transparency, then we'll move forward. So let's say we got over here 10, 80, 40. Okay, so this is how you do it normally. So we also have a possibility of transparency. So let's make it about 100, or let's go about 50. Okay, so that's the transparency works. So if I again play it out, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but this thing got a little bit transparent. Let me copy this thing altogether as well. Make the system better. Okay, let's play it now. As you can see, this thing a little bit over here got transparent altogether. So if I change it to the so we have in this case about 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, so in general trend we have about 3, but in the fourth parameter I would say is about transparency. So we can set it to 80 as well if you want to. Okay, so let's see that one. As you can see, it got slightly more transparent right over here. So that's how transparency works. Okay, so moving forward now. So let's say I want to draw a circle when I'm moving my mouse. So whenever you move your mouse, there's a value which is called mouse X, which got changed. So let's say, let's go with let's make a system where we can, what do you call it? Draw something. Okay, so let's draw something. So let's draw something. How? Let's cover point. So we say point. So like mouse X, comma mouse Y. Okay. So when we say mouse X, comma mouse Y, it draws something. So let's see how it works. So you can see this. So I can draw anything I want to. Okay. So this I can draw null n. So you can make something like this. So it's simple. So what exactly is happening in this case is, let me explain this one part for you. So there's two different variables, mouse X and mouse Y over here, which changes according to your movement of your mouse. So for example, my mouse is over here. So this will by default will be 0, 0. So if I move my mouse to over here, so all the values which are coming in between will be taken into account, and we can move it accordingly. So for example, I move it over here, so everything will move, and that's how it will go, or whatever way I want. So this is basically move mouse X and mouse Y. So when you move your mouse, the value of these two variables gets changed accordingly. So this is what we call move mouse X and mouse Y. Okay, so these are inbuilt variables altogether. So we use these variables to, depending upon our requirement. So someone was asking me how to exactly increase the size of our stroke. So we say stroke weight. Okay, so let's set the stroke weight to, let's call about 10. Cool. So let's play it again. Okay, let's play it again a bit. As you can see, before the starting the system, you can see a dot exactly at the 0, 0 corner. So when I move it, you can see. So when I move it, I can draw whatever I want to. Right? If I move faster, many of the points are being missed because our draw runs at 60 frames per second. Right? So it's basically 60 frames per second. That's how it's working. All right, so we got the point, we got mouse X, we got the mouse Y, we got the point, we can draw the point easily. So there's something known as previous points. Now we have already talked about the first point, not all of the previous points as well. Okay, so let's say like this. So let's draw a line instead of mouse. Okay, point. Let's comment it out. Let's draw a line with mouse X, comma, mouse Y, comma, P mouse X, comma, P mouse Y. So what happening basically in this case, P is basically your previous point where mouse was there. So it's called P mouse X and P mouse Y. So let's draw that as well and see how it looks. All right. So you can see it moves much better, much faster, and that's much clearer. Now let's say I want to draw something when I click the button. Okay, so when I click it, then I want to draw it, else I don't want to draw it. let's say you got the idea that yeah, when I press it, then it works. So we say if mouse pressed equal to true, right? Everyone is pretty much aware of this thing. Then we draw it. Right. Now run the system again. Here I am. So let's say nothing is coming up. When I press it, then only it comes up. So that's the way you can make your own system to actually you can make your own paint, I would say. So this is our own personal paint. So we just made our paint in the class itself. That's cool. Cool. So we end up in a paint. So we want to change the color. We can do that as well over here and stuff like that. The best part about the software is you can actually go to our tools. Let's say go to our file. There is export application. You can just export the application. Okay, first I have to save the application. So let's say save it with name of paint. Okay, so let's save it. It's saved. Now we can say export application. Okay, so we can export application for Windows. We can export it for Linux, presentation mode or normal mode, whatever you want to. We can do it. So let's go with Windows, export it all together. All right, so we got something like this over here. Let's go to application 64. They got paint.exe. We open it, and here it is. We just draw it the way we want to draw it. All right, we can just do whatever you want to with the application altogether. We can close it, again open it, and it's fresh. Okay, so that's, you can make your own application. You can export it, whatever you want to do it, you can do it easily. Okay, so let's move forward. Let's look some more things, some much cooler things to this. Okay, so we have already talked about our mouse pressed. We got true and stuff like that. We talk about the previous buttons and the few buttons. So what if I will press a keyboard? Okay, let's say we press a keyboard thing. So how do we work on that? So let's say if I press let's say key pressed equal to true. Okay, so if I press a key, then this variable altogether, the key press variable, becomes true automatically. So if we say key press is equal to true, we say background. Okay, so we'll just copy this thing from here. Paste it. Cool. So we say background. Okay, so for example, I draw something I want to. Now I press a key. Everything goes refreshed because the background is again set to whatever you want it to be. Okay, so if I want to draw Python, let's say Python, cool. Or now let's R, it's refreshed. Okay, so now let's think about something. Okay, if I press any key, it goes to refresh. What if I want to just press R and then only it go to refresh? If I press A, the size of the stroke increases or decreases. What if you want to do that? So can we do that? Yes, we can do that. Let's try that as well. So let's say if key, that's what we're supposed to be pressing. If key is equal to R, or let's say key equal to capital R. Okay, so in that case, it will refresh. So let's make a variable over here. Let's call it int. Let's call this int stroke size. So let's say stroke size, which is equal to, initially let's set the stroke size to what we call it, about 30, about 2 works. Okay, so whenever I press, if p is equal to, let's go with a. Okay, so we call it a, we say stroke size plus plus. So stroke size will increase. And when I press D, if key is equal to D, stroke size minus minus. Okay. And let's say stroke weight. Let's copy this from here. Let's paste it over here. Okay. And just write stroke size. Cool. So okay, so if everyone have just followed me along what exactly is happening. So we said the key. So key is exactly the variable which takes the input whatever you've been stored. Okay, and that's how it works. So key is basically based on that. So for example, I got this. So let's draw something. Let's press A to increase the size. Press D to decrease the size. Okay, now we press R. Everything is refreshed. So we can set the size. Increase, increase, more increase, and it's extremely increased. Cool. R and everything is refreshed. So we just made our own paint system using our own keyboards and strokes and sizes and whatever you want to. You can maybe set your own things. For example, if I press 1, the color gets red. If I press 2, the color gets green. We can change the whole stroke sizes. We can change the whole color which the line has been drawn. So we can just do whatever we want to using simple processing. Okay, so let's move forward a bit. And what if you don't want to use normal ABCD? What if you want to use these pins over here? So, for example, we got these pins right over here. What if you want to use arrow keys, or you want to key some of the keys which are not simple ABCD? So, how to do that? To actually do that, what we need to do is we have to check if it's coded. So these keys are coded. So this key is equal to coded. So if we press these type of keys, it call is coded. So we say if, again we say key code. So these coded keys have different variable which changes. We call it key code. So if key code is equal to okay. So if key code is equal to up, let's make let's pan something out. Okay. If key code is equal to up, we can say stroke is equal to 0, maybe 255. So if I press the key code up, it changes to 255. Okay, so let's see it out altogether. Let's play it. Where is it? Where is it? Run. Cool. Let's run. Okay, so we draw something like this. I press the up button, and it's changed to white because we just done it. So now let's make something interesting now. So I'm planning to make something where I make a rectangle, and I can move that rectangle using our key codes. I make it up, make it down, make it left, make it right. So we can move the whole rectangle altogether. Okay, so just let me delete this whole thing altogether. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so let's delete this one as well. Okay, so let's make our int x, right, which is supposed to be 0, 0 in the beginning. We call it int y, which again is supposed to be 0, 0 in the beginning. So let's draw a rectangle. Let's make the background as well. So every time I draw something up, it gets refreshed. Okay, so let's make a rectangle, and let's set rectangle to x, comma y, comma, let's make it to 30, comma 30. Cool. Okay, so if key pressed equal to true, that's the first thing we have to check, if I have pressed the key or not. If yes, I have pressed the key. Okay, so if key equal to coded, so we go with if. Okay, yeah, okay, I will try to be slow. Okay, Aryan, I will try to be slow. Fine. So let's remove this thing first of all. Okay, let's say if it's not there, how it goes. So we got key code equal to, let's go with left. Okay, so we got left. Copy this, paste. Okay, so we got left, we got right, we got left, we got right, we got top, and we got down. All right, so let's say something like this. If I press left, then the coordinate system where I have to go like this. Okay, so let's say x minus minus, that's how it's supposed to be. If I press right, it should be x plus plus. All right, if I press top, it should be y plus plus, and if I press down, it should be y minus minus. Works, it works good. So let's paint, let's draw the paint. So I can get my small window. If I go down, okay, if I go down, weird. It's extremely weird. Let's play it again. Let's see what's the error in the whole thing. There's something error definitely. That's why it's not working supposed to. Okay. I think top is not working maybe. I'm not sure. If I press down, it's going up. Oh yeah, my bad. I misinterpreted. It should be y minus minus and it should be y plus plus. Extremely bad. I'm sorry. Because I just explained you it works reversed. We just talk about the coordinate system and I forgot. Okay. Anyhow, so let's see how it goes. Let's run the system. It's working fine. So we just top is not working. I have to see why top is not working. That's weird. Top should work. Top is not working. Everything is working fine. We can go left, we can go down, we can go right. But in either case, we just can't go top. We have to think about that. Why we can't go top? And you can see there's a trail being drawn. Okay, it should be up instead of top. Okay, someone is saying it should be up. My bad. Should be up. Thank you. Thank you, Amadi. Thanks. I forgot that. Anyhow, so let's play it again. All right, so let's go with down, right, over here. Cool. Now it works fine. So we can just draw whatever we want to. That's kind of a cool thing. Okay, so now thing is that when we make the whole thing, there's a line being drawn in the back. So we can just make a background. So every time the thing refreshes, the background is developed again. So now we don't have to worry about that. We can just move our thing whatever the way we want to. Cool, right? So that's a little bit of thing which we talk about. Okay, so we just have talked about weights and everything like that. Let's make a text as well. Okay, so let's say over here if okay, first of all, if key is pressed, okay, so let's say if key is equal to what? Nothing like that. I want to. Let's go with else. Let's directly go with else over here. Else. So what I want to do is, if there's a key already pressed, else I talk about. Let's talk about text. We can also make a text using this. So we say key, whatever we write, it get presented over there in text. Let's draw it at 40, 50. All right, let's start it all together. So let's say if it's A, and say if I press A, it keeps on presenting A, D, E. So this is how we can do it. So we can draw this, we can just write A and so stuff like that. So that's how you actually control the whole thing. So we have just discussed about all the things which are possible using or processing. We talk about key codes, we have talked about key pressed and stuff like that. There's one more thing which we can do is, what if we want to make a movement with using our mouse? Okay, so let's remove this whole thing over from here. All right, so let's delete the thing with it as well. All right, so we can just write over here mouse X mouse Y. Okay, so let's see this one. So you can see when I move it, it moves with me, and you can see it's just been selected at the top right, top left corner because that's how it was. I can just write over here no cursor. In this case, no cursor will be shown. Let's see that as well now. Okay, so when I move over here, there's no cursor being shown. Everything is being just shown using a square. So that's the basics of processing. That's how processing works and stuff like that. So I have written a code previously. I was just exploring the processing as myself. So I just wrote a code. Let me share that with you guys. Okay, so let's check this out. So there's one more thing I would like to tell you guys. Moving forward, before moving forward. So there are some functions whenever we perform something. So for example, we click something, we do something left, right. Some functions are being performed at the exactly same time. So we can look at that as well. For example, I press a key. So there's a function called over here, let's say void key pressed. Okay. So whenever I press a key, automatically a key pressed function is called. When I release a key, so let's say void key released. Spelling is wrong. Wait, hold on a second. So it's not mouse released, should be key released. Anyhow. So when I press a key, some other function is called. When I release a key, some other function is called. So we have key press, key release, we have mouse move, we got mouse drag and stuff like that. So if you want to see all the different colors, so I can just show it to you right now, color selector. So using this color selector, you can have all the RGB you want. So let's say we want something like this. So you have your own R, G, and B. So just copy this RGB and we can move forward with that. Poonam, we are not trying to make something as of now today. This was the introduction to processing, so you guys can actually understand the processing from the basics, because this processing is useful to actually make our robotic control car, air piano, and we can make our radar, anything we want to use in processing. So for example, we want to interact with our Arduino and the computer. This is the application which we would like to build. So there's something I have already built. So I'm just copying the code over here and like explaining you in the faster way possible. So let's see how it goes. First, right. So just right here. Okay, so let me change the size a bit. So this is the code I previously written. I will just let you know about it, how things are working. So let's see this code. So as you can see, so whenever I click the button and move it, this thing moves with me. When I release it, this thing moves with me. Click, move, and stuff like that. So what exactly is happening in this case is pretty simple. So I have set the cross. Okay, so there are different ways I can set my cursor. So I can set it to cross, I can set it to arrow, we got hand, we got move, we got text, or we can say wait. So we can set anything you want to. When we say no cursor has been shown, and then we can set our own cursor. Background is everyone aware of, Eclipse everyone aware of. Now we talk about two different functions called mouse moved and mouse dragged. So what exactly is happening in this case? When I click on mouse move, so it's basically moving something on its own. Okay, so if I move like this, that's a mouse move. So we got mouse X and Y and stored it into mouse X and Y. And that thing over here, when we do it, it's updated using mouse X and mouse Y. So this is one gray circle and this is one black circle. When I click on mouse drag, so it goes drag X and drag Y, mouse X, mouse Y again is been stored and it goes over here. I think that's pretty much clear to everyone. So basically two functions has been called when I move something without doing it. So okay, so I got something. Yes, we can make a snake game RN. That's absolutely fine. Yes, you can. So there's a difference between mouse drag and mouse move. When you click it and move it, that's called mouse drag. When you directly move it, it's called mouse move. So we just change it to something like wait with us. Okay, let's play it all together. So you can see my waiting symbol is coming up when I try to do anything more with it. So that's the basics of what do you call it, processing. So explore the processing, guys. Go processing, extremely simple software. You can just try different things out. If you want to explore it more, you can just go to processing over here. All right, let me switch off my night mode. All right, so this is the processing software. You can just go to processing software, click on tutorials. You have many things over here. You have object, you have colors, you have topographies. Go to examples. You can explore examples as well. We got variables, arrays. We got drawings, continuous drawings. For example, in this case, line is being drawn. That's what I already explained it to you guys. We got button in this case. So when I click it, so basically the person has gone the whole things into it. Stuff like that. So you can use this thing. So this is basically processing library altogether. You can just explore it altogether, whatever you want to do it. Okay, so for today's homework, Ujjwal is asking for today's homework. So Ujjwal, let's make a simple homework today. There's a bouncing ball kind of a thing over here. Okay, if you guys, you can just make a bouncing ball kind of a thing. So let's. Okay, so let's. Okay, so for today's homework, I would say. So when what exactly is collision? Arun, collision is basically when what do you call it? Components or one when uh, coordinates of one object gets collided with the coordinates of a different object. So you guys can check if the coordinates of both are overlapping. If yes, that's a collision. If they're not overlapping, that's not a collision. So that's how you can do it. Okay, guys, so that's all about it. You can explore the library. So today's homework is nothing. I just want you guys to explore it all together. Explore the library if you want to. If you're not, then it's fine. I will be giving you how to build stuff using processing. If you really want to make a homework out of it, let's draw something out. Let's make an application. Let's make a paint application. Let's play with it. I'm not giving a homework currently. I just wanted to explore it. So you can explore it if you want to. Just like for example, double random thing like this. So this is coming out. So whenever I click it, something is coming out. So that's a random thing. So just explore the library altogether. That's all for today. So if anyone got any doubt, let me know and I will just answer it today itself. So that's the processing software we're talking about. So anyone got any doubts? Let me know. Air piano I shown in the first video lecture when we started the whole thing. It's basically development using Arduino, which you can just move your hand over it and it will play some sounds. That's what air piano is. To make a button, you can see it over here. It's given in the our GUI button. So it's simple. What they have been doing is basically when you go to this area which has been already been defined, in that case it changes the things. So that's how you make a button. So you just make an area, you go into that area, and that's how you move forward with it. Okay, RM, best of luck for making a game. Yo. Alright guys, so I guess no one got any doubts today. Okay. Yes, you can use Python, but I won't be continuing with Python in the lecture, in the class itself. I would be using Java or the way I have shown it to you guys. So if you move to Python, you have to figure everything out on your own because that's not how we are moving forward. We're moving forward with Java because it's much easier to install and things like that. So we are moving forward with Java. Okay. So for Trail, I have made a program if you want to. Processing is basically used to actually communicate with Arduino. So the data from Arduino can be sent to the processing and processing can perform a specific function. For example, play sounds and etc. Stuff like that. Okay. So if you guys want that program as well, I can share it with you. It's right over here with me. Okay. So this is what I have been building. Okay, so let's move this one. So this is basically what I was shown in the trailer itself. So this is a trailer kind of a thing. So let's see this one. Let's run it. Okay, so that's how it is being done. So it requires some more things which have to be explained to you. If you want to, I can give this code, no problem on that. So this is the code I have altogether. You can just pause the video and look at it later on. So this is what I have done. So it requires a little bit of more information. It doesn't require a little bit of more information. It's more of slightly complex, I would say, to actually understand on the first go. So that's why I've not explained it to you. It will take about 15-20 minutes, and the class time is already up. So I'm not explaining this to you. But if you want, this is the code. You can just look at it. So that's all about today, guys. Okay, so best of luck. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because I'm not getting enough shares. So please share, guys. That's what we want. We want you to share. We want you to like. So we can actually get motivated from this and we can work forward. So please share, guys. That's a request to you guys. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.